All right, I'm Gary here with Midwest Mics, joined by Steve from the W Show and 101.1 helping us out tonight. We are live at North Kansas City High School. Steve, welcome to the Midwest Mics Show.
I appreciate you having me, man. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. Going to be talking to the Kansas City Bulldogs tonight as they prepare to travel to Daytona, Florida for the national championship game coming up on January 18th, so about a week and a half away. But there's a pretty big event here in Kansas City this weekend I think you might know a little something about, right?
Chiefs playoff game, man.
Yeah.
This is like Christmas right now, man. I mean, getting to be able to be a part of football where you're not just watching it on TV. It's in your home city.
Yeah, the Chiefs, coming out and haven't had a lot of home playoff success in recent years, but Chiefs Kingdom is buzzing, and this year's going to be different, right?
Hope so. I mean, last year, what was it, 30 seconds away from going to the Super Bowl, man. So it's going to be in Miami this year, so hopefully make a trip down to Florida. Yeah,
so, we'll see how the Chiefs, they do kick off Sunday at 2 o'clock. Playing the Texans, a team that they're familiar with, and we can talk a little bit more about the Chiefs a little later. But just tonight, talking about the Bulldogs, and they do play in the Midwest Football Alliance. They have won it 3 of the last 4 years. Coach Ron Cherry has been the head coach since 2017. Before that, he was the North Kansas City head coach and was the Hornets offensive coordinator right here on this field that we're on tonight, and has 20-plus years of coaching experience, 15 years coaching experience in the Northland Suburban Youth Football League, and also 5 years being involved in organizing YMCA sports programs. So the Bulldogs had a pretty good year this year, undefeated.
I saw that.
I was looking at a few of their scores, and I mean, they just seem to blow people out.
I saw that they steamroll over a lot of people, man. And it's cool to see, though, because it's not so much a political thing, when you get into, the actual, NFL and leagues like that. This is more or less you're playing because you want to do it.
Yeah.
And you want to be here and you want to actually get out there and hit somebody.
Yeah, I mean, this is guys who have played college football and, just for the love of the game.
Exactly.
They get out here and they go through practices and grind it out when it's hot. And, luckily today, here in January, we got a pretty good day.
Calm before the storm, actually,
yeah. It's gonna storm a little bit here in Kansas City tomorrow night, but got some good weather tonight for their practice. So, like I said, had an undefeated season. They're playing the Cincinnati Chiefs for a national championship. Like I said, Daytona, Florida on the 18th. It's kind of ironic being from Kansas City, being the Bulldogs, and then they're playing the Chiefs for a championship.
Yeah, I saw that, and we kind of talked about it a little bit before the show. But, yeah, that is kind of weird. You're from Kansas City, and then you're going to Cincinnati. It seems like they would be called, one of the Cincinnati teams.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs, I guess, everyone wants to be a Chief, right?
Yeah, everybody wants to be a Chief, especially right now. So before we go to we're going to bring on head coach Ron Cherry of the Kansas City Bulldogs right now. And
he's trying to get everything situated here. He's taking away from his practice time right now, so we got to get him in there. But Coach Cherry, here you go. Go step in over there. Show him that ring, too.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, sir? How are you?
Coach, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
You stay right,
yeah. How you doing tonight?
Doing good. How about you guys?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. I see you got us perfect weather here tonight to do an outdoor show and for you guys to have a nice outdoor practice.
Yeah, the football gods blessed us tonight, man. It was supposed to rain. We were looking for an indoor facility to practice, and we just held off, and we looked late last night, and the forecast was beautiful. It was great night for football, man.
You can't plan it any better than 60-degree weather in January.
Not at all. So the football gods are looking down on us, man. So we hope we can continue that on until next weekend and bring the championship home. So.
Well, this is the weather you will see kind of next week. So, I think you're right. The football gods are helping you with practice because you don't want snow.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've been practicing in, 30 and 20-degree weather. If we get down there, it's going to be easy. We've been doing sprints and stuff like that. So we should be good. Be good.
So just talk a little bit about, your season this year. You guys went undefeated. You won your third championship of the MFA in 4 years.
Yeah.
Talking to some of your guys here before the show started. And so just talk a little bit about your season and kind of how it unfolded. And
we've kind of been building up for this for the last 3 years, and we really put together a schedule this past season that kind of geared us up just towards this. We played some really stiff competition. We put a lot of miles on the road, countless miles. Just a lot of dedication from the guys, and this is kind of what we geared up for. We've planned the last 3 years to get to this point, and to finally be here, and to see it all just come to fruition. It's beautiful, man. It's great to be playing semi-pro football in January. I mean, it almost never happens unless you're in something like this, and we're just fortunate to be in that number.
So how were you guys selected to play in this game? Was it like tournament style when you got into the playoffs?
No, it was really they have a criteria that you have to have at least 10 game schedule.
Okay.
You have to win your league championship, and really is certain other parameters that they throw into play. You got to have a following, things like that, because it's got to be worth putting their money up for us to come down and play. So we stayed in touch with them all during the year. We have a good marketing team, and they just stayed on them and stayed in contact with them, and we got the invite. I think it was November, and normally it's our down season in November, but we've been practicing nonstop for the last year actually. So we just had a tryout a couple weeks ago. So we're still in this season, but we're working toward next season as well already. So.
Now, the dedication from the guys that you have, I mean, they're here on a Thursday night, a work night, really, to talk about the dedication that your guys that put forth coming in week and week out.
Yeah, it takes a lot of dedication. I mean, these guys have regular lives, like me and you. They get off work, they come out here and they put in 2.5 hours of we work hard. We don't just stand around and play, we play hard, we work hard, we even had guys out here on New Year's Eve practicing. So a lot of these guys have been with the team for longer than I've been here, and they've never been a part of something like this. And they know that a lot of them played high-level football, so they know what the dedication it takes to get to something like this and to be successful in doing this. So it takes a lot of dedication, and they have it. Like you said, they're here tonight. They've been here since we started February last year, and they're still here. So it's good stuff.
It's fantastic. In 2017, you were the head coach and defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So coming from that side of the ball and then stepping away and giving the defense to another coach, how hard was that for you? Because some coaches really struggle with that.
It wasn't too hard because, like I said, we have really high skill level guys that play. We have a really good defensive coordinator. Ray Williams came on late in the season, and we worked together during my first season, and I seen that he understood what our concept was and could communicate with the guys. And so we with a little talking, I was able to hand it over to him. I'm still part of it. I still coach the DBs, and so I still have my hand in it. But I let Ray run the defense, and it really kind of runs itself. But we still have to manage it. But it wasn't hard at all because I trust my coaching staff, and they're really good at what they do. So it's kind of easy, to be honest with you.
Well, that's fantastic. Talking to your offensive coordinator a little bit before we got started here, he was talking about the spread system you guys run.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit, not to give away any state secrets here as we prepare for the game, but can you talk a little bit about your offensive system and what you guys do?
Well, we look at putting up a lot of points. We're high octane. We like putting up a lot of points. We have probably the best wide receiver core, hands down, in semi-pro football. We like up tempo. That's why we do a lot of conditioning. So we just like to have fun, man. We like to get everybody the ball. We have a really good running backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield, that can run the ball. Either one of our running backs could run 100, 150 yards a game, easy. We have a multitude of talent on the offensive side, and the old line. I mean, it goes without saying. It all starts there. We have a really good offensive line, and so we just kind of let them set the tempo. Like in our championship game, they wanted to run the ball, so we trusted them. We put it in their hands, and we kind of fed off of them. That we ran the ball, and once we were able to establish that, we let them open up the passing game, and the rest is history, though. So it was good.
That's great to be able to have that run-pass mix. You know, any good football team has to be able to do both. You know, you can't rely on just one, because some teams eventually are going to shut one of those aspects down.
Right, for sure.
And so, you know, you guys were able to mix that good throughout the year.
Yeah, it was really good because it came on late in the season. Early in the season, we kind of struggled with the run a little bit. Early on, we played stiff competition, and once we got it going, we kind of lost it a little bit. But towards the end of the season, we really concentrated on the run game, and the last 2 or 3 games of the season, we were really able to get on the same page.
So who are some of your leaders on the offensive and defensive side of the ball that are on the field for you?
Well, it all starts with the league MVP, Baron Bradshaw's quarterback. He's played college football before. He's playing in this offense for the last 3 years. He understands football. He's a very bright football mind. It also starts with the center, Fred Dantzler. We don't start without the center. He's a great communicator up front. He calls out all the assignments, all the blocks. So those 2 guys on the offensive side of the ball, as far as getting things going, those 2 really dictate the tempo. Running backs, Marcus Skinner, man, he's a very good running back, light on his feet. Wide receiver core, we have Avery Washington, probably one of the fastest guys I've ever seen. Doug White, cat quick. Anytime he touches the ball, he could put something up, put up a touchdown. So the list just goes on. I could, count on any one of those guys at any point in time to say, hey, let him have it, and they step up and put it on.
That's great. What about on defense?
Defense, it starts with the 2 back end, Dorsey Golston and Tyrone Groves. Dorsey Golston has played D1 football before, so he's very smart on the football field, very intelligent guy. Calls out all the calls, calls out all the reads. Tyrone, he's probably the smallest guy on the team, but you can't tell it when he comes downhill, pass clacking. he's those 2 guys are really our leaders on defense. They kind of dictate the tone. Defensive line, I think we have 8 defensive linemen that we have a rotation that could start anywhere else at any given time. Just beasts. So the whole team all around is really good. So it's kind of hard to just pick out one guy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of our concept. We do everything as a team. So we try not to highlight that one person. But if I had to, those are some of the guys that I would say, hey, I'm gonna lean on you guys to get this ship right, and let's get it. And they take it and get it.
So playing the Cincinnati Chiefs, I'm sure you and your coaches have been looking at film on them and different things. So what do they look like on film?
They're obviously a pretty good team. They made it to the championship. They were there last year as well. We've noticed that they do everything well. They don't do one thing good. They just they work hard. So we know that it's not going to be an easy game. They have a really good receiver. They have a really good running game. They have a good screen game. So the defense is, we're not going to go down there and it's not a vacation. It's a business trip. After we take care of business, then we can have our vacation. So that's kind of the mindset that we're going down there with.
How do you all these guys have jobs.
Yeah.
Of course you do as well. So how do you get time to break down film? Because when you're breaking down film, you're looking at being a head coach offensively and defensively. Yeah. So how do you make time to do all that?
Well, we have huddle, of course, and then a lot of the coaches have we're at work drawing up plays in huddle.
Okay.
Our owner makes sure that we have all the tools that we need. The huddle, we can go in and highlight, the film that we want to watch, outline, what we want to do. We set up the practice plans. We set up the installs of the new plays and what we're looking at doing. So it's not as hard as it used to be back in the day where, you have to get everybody together.
Right.
We have had film sessions, though. The North Kansas City Library, we do film nights when it's raining. We have bad weather, we'll do film lessons, we'll do film sessions there. Sometimes we'll go over our other guys' house. Like the offensive staff, they have meetings at one of the coaches' houses on Mondays. Same as the defense. So we just try to figure it out. A lot of time, a lot of guys sacrifice a lot.
Right.
But again, that goes to the dedication, and that's really why we're here. You can't get to this point without being fully vested and fully committed and dedicated, and we see it, man. It's what's going on. So
I saw, as we were showing up to kind of get everything prepared, and guys started showing up and they're stretching and doing all those things that it takes to be a good athlete and to stay a good athlete. And like you said, coming from work or wherever, that's fantastic for you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. And again, our owner provides us with a lot of. We have a trainer on staff. We have a lot of partnerships with local companies that